This day in time. What happened today, years ago?
1995. And this next event, well, it couldn't be more different from the first two.
That's for sure. We're moving into the world of technology, specifically the burgeoning days of the public internet.
The early web.
Exactly. On June 8th, 1995, a programmer named Rasmus Lerdorf did something seemingly small. He just, shared a personal tool he'd built online.
Just put it out there.
Yeah.
And that simple tool, the sources explain, was the very beginning of something called PHP.
PHP, which would grow, kind of unexpectedly, to become one of the most widely used web programming languages globally.
Quietly powering a massive chunk of the internet.
It's wild when you think about its origins, though. The material points out how incredibly humble it was.
Totally. Rasmus initially created it just for a personal need.
Yeah.
He wanted to track visitors to his own website.
That's it.
That was it. There wasn't some grand vision like, I'm going to build a world-changing piece of software right then.
But clearly its utility resonated. People found it useful.
Massively useful. The sources really highlight its huge, almost unbelievable impact over time. PHP just rapidly gained traction.
Became fundamental. Yeah, the fundamental building block for millions upon millions of websites. I mean, think about this. Major platforms you use every single day have roots in PHP.
Like what?
Well, WordPress, for example. The sources mention it powers over 40% of the entire world's websites now. That started with PHP.
Wow, 40%.
And early Facebook, famously, relied heavily on PHP too.
Okay, so if we contrast this with, say, the USS Liberty incident or James Earl Ray's arrest, this wasn't loud, right? It wasn't dramatic.
Not at all. As the sources describe it, the rise and impact of PHP was a quiet, almost silent revolution.
Yeah, silent is a good word for it, yet its significance is, well, it's hard to overstate, isn't it?
Absolutely. This small piece of code, first shared on June 8th, 1995, it silently and fundamentally reshaped how we live, how we work, how we connect in the digital age.
It's highly likely, almost certain, that you listening have interacted with something built with PHP today, probably multiple times, without even realizing it.
It's just woven into the fabric of the web, and it's a powerful illustration, I think, that history isn't solely defined by the major headlines,
The conflicts, the arrests.
Right. Sometimes the most profound, widespread changes start with a quiet act of creation or sharing, maybe in a completely different sphere.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more history daily.